Welcome back with some more Final Fantasy XIV. I smell that you haven't been neglecting your duties. A commendable attitude. No one's ever gotten worse at anything by practicing. No one that I know, at least. Then again, you can't expect the same old tricks to work with new fish. Big ones don't grow old to be that way by chasing everything that wiggles on a hook. To catch the fish you want, you must first know what the fish wants. Only once their prize is at stake can you tantalize and tempt your prey to taste the forbidden tackle. Anchovies may be willing to settle for lugworms, but harbor herrings have a discerning palate that prefers pillbugs. But don't take my word for it. Go and see for yourself. Pick up some pillbugs from Cine Hill over in West Halker's Alley, and then use them to catch 3 local harbor herring. Like anchovies, they can be caught right outside. In case you've a mind to return to your previous spot, you should know that fish aren't as foolish as you might think. Keep casting your line in the same waters, and you'll find that fewer folk will take the bait. I wonder if that's true, or if that used to be a mechanic, that fishing holes were expiring or something. Bring me 3 harbor herring, Monegate. This will test both your ability to use pillbugs as bait and your ability to count. There's nothing better than salted harbor herring, save or perhaps fried harbor herring. Or grilled? No, definitely salted. You know, in the yesteryears of my youth, I used to use every fish I yanked out to yield a bigger one. A good gamble until the game got gargantuan. I guess I got greedy. Where did you... Well, sometimes it's best to throw back the big ones. Good gods, what's a guildmaster got to do to garner a grain of gratitude? Acting respectable would be a start. Respectable? I sailed the seas and snared everything that swam in them. And that would be an accomplishment if by everything that swam in them you meant fish and not lady divers. All you ever brought back were stories about carousing with trollops. And he's very pleased with himself. But chauvinism is just a red herring. The harbor herring are what's important, namely the lesson of thinking from the perspective of the fish when selecting bait. In that regard, I can say you truly have the mind of a fish, so here's a treat. Some of it might seem like gibberish at first, but as you make observations and jot down notes, eventually all of it will be gibberish. Well, take some time to study up, but be careful not to fry your fish brain. You need it for your next lesson. And of course it's back to the leaf quests. The recent salt storm caused an outbreak of bronze disease, destroying virtually every bell too large to be moved indoors. A specialist in disaster commerce, the Brugger Consortium expects an unholy upsurge in demand for bronze, and will pay handsomely for a large stockpile of the metal. An epidemic of snoring sickness has broken out in the tin mines of Uldra, and the pewter cartel is aggressively buying up all the tin it can. To ensure an uninterrupted supply of bronze, the Brugger Consortium is paying top gill for bronze ingots. Wilminson anchovies, delicious! What you do is, pack them in a pot of salt for a few weeks, Craven style, no heads or guts, haha. Soak them, take out the bones, and pestle with butter and breadcrumbs. And spices, of course. 2 kinds of pepper, and I like a bit of cinnamon, nutmeg and ginger. Who puts cinnamon on a fish? Oh well. Cinnamon is the sweet stuff, right? Yeah, from the cinnamon roll. Why would you put that on a fish? A long and winding road. We Yellow Jackets of the 2nd Levy are ordered to patrol the myriad roads of Middle and Lower Lanosia, ensuring safe passage for the merchants and travelers who frequent them. Unfortunately, since the calamity, there are simply not enough men and women in our ranks to cover every malm, which is why we seek the assistance of adventurers in slaying those beasts who wander too close to the outlets. My stepfather, who teaches at trade school, he once was at a job market to try to entice new students. And there was also a stand for the cook school, and there they had chocolate, or at least what he thought was chocolate. So he took one, and then inside the chocolate there was herring. And he said that he almost threw up, and I can quite understand that. Like cinnamon on fish sounds strange, but putting chocolate on fish sounds even stranger. Meat Lover Special. Thrice we've rebuilt the rock wall at the south end of the bean field, and as far as I'm concerned, it's the last time. We've dug up every last one of those little diggers, and having ourselves a little feast. We need a good cook to grill marmot steaks. No sense in letting good food go to waste. Sometimes it really pays off to just cook stuff in order. Saves time on the leaves. Distill it yourself. I do detest the grubbing attitude that seems to have infected Eorzea since the calamity. This idea that everyone should be able to do a little alchemy. Let the experts handle it, I say. But if they want to muck about with an alchemic, I'll not cry for them. I think we've done enough leaves for now. You may think that we always do enough leaves. Ah, Monagate. I take it you are now intimate with every aspect of the bronze ingot production? Good. Then you can assist us in a pressing matter. It seems that one of our younger members, Swithin, accepted an order which he would struggle to fulfill in thrice the time he promised. While I am tempted to let him squeal under the weight of his own ambition, the guild is not in the habit of delivering late. Several veteran armorers have volunteered their services, but I would also like you to assist in this matter. On the one hand, you will be helping to spare the guild unnecessary embarrassment, and on the other, you will be deepening your understanding of the craft. The builder could not have planned it better. For your part in this endeavor, you are to craft 3 bronze hoplons. You'll need a bronze plate and maple lumber to make the shield. While we are on the subject, how have you been acquiring your materials? The markets are a reliable source, but have you considered making an arrangement with a miner or a botanist? As you will have gleaned, the craft calls for a near constant supply of copper and tin, both of which are commonly mined in the region of Tanalan. Should your purse grow too light for comfort, there is little to stop you from taking up a pickaxe yourself. For the time being, however, I want you to concentrate on honing your skills as an armorer. With the fundamentals under your belt, hoplons shouldn't prove too challenging. But do not fall into the trap of complacency. A poorly wrought shield is worse than no shield at all. Each piece you craft, however simple, must reflect the utmost attention to detail. Make the guild proud, Monagate. How fare you with your task? Do you have those 3 hoplons for me? Impressive. You have managed to balance the conflicting requirements of sturdiness and portability, much as you balance hardness and malleability in your first task. The bronze plate is securely fitted and should weather the most vicious blows without becoming dislodged. And, importantly, your work was swift and sure. Many an armorer has lost a sale due to late delivery, and rightly so. A customer's need for armor is invariably pressing, and its absence like to be surely felt. Given the stakes, a reputation for reliability can mean handsome profits, especially at a time when the Maelstrom is seeking armorers to outfit its ever-expanding ranks. It is all we can do to keep pace with the Grand Company's orders for equipment, and that is why every member of our guild must support the next, much as the warriors of Eld supported their fellows in the phalanx with their shields. Though you have but recently begun your training, a woman of your natural talents belongs on the front line. I think the time has come for you to learn the use of another weapon in the armorer's arsenal. Specifically, pliers. Take this pair and try using them in combination with your hammer. It will feel strange at first, but persist and you will find that your work proceeds a damn sight more smoothly. When you think you've mastered the pliers, I'll want to see the result of your dedication. Until then, Monagate. Guess what we're going to do now? Skillet labor. With the craze for skillet ball firmly in the past, twin opportunities have surfaced. The Brugger Consortium has contracted scrap dealers to collect all the dented skillets while offering new ones at a generous discount. The consortium is hiring artisans in good standing to turn out the goods. Poor boys eat well. Nothing beats finger shrimps for a wastrel's wedge. I like to season them with garlic and red spices before I deep fry flour, better, of course. And I rub the wedges of bread with a bit of lemon and mustard before piling on the shrimp and drill. Not much of the green. An advantage of the randomness of a fishing hole is that you always get random fish that you can then later turn in for leaves. If you bother to do them, of course. But I do wonder how my character must smell. Far from the vine. Most of them former pirates or street urchins. The majority of my field hands spend more time finding ways to dodge their duties than actually harvesting fruit, which is why most of my grapes still sit rotting on the vine. The butlers in Wineport have begun to grow restless and threatening to commission another farmstead if we cannot make our quota. And there is a little hope that my employees will have a change of heart in the next few turns of the sun. so I am forced to turn to adventurers for aid. You need only pluck the grapes from the vine and deliver them to me, and you shall be paid handsomely. Just beware of the bees attracted to the smell of the sweet fruit. The unkindliest cut. We've had a spate of sawing accidents at the Red Rooster Stead. Don't want to hear more? Nobody has time for my stories. Anyway, we've decided to change all our saws to push saws, seeing as we are working with harder wood nowadays. Deliver something practical, no need to get all fancy. We have 2 combat job quests left. But that's not the Marauder. Arcanist, let's do that one first. You seem tired, Monigate. Are you sleeping properly? One's reasoning can suffer without sufficient rest and recuperation. That hit hard. Should you deem yourself fit for duty, pray make your way down to the practice floor. Foreseer Kilia has requested you accompany her on another official inspection. There is, however, a requirement for your participation. The Foreseer will explain the situation. I was beginning to think I'd miscalculated, Monigate. Thank you for coming. I will soon be boarding a trading vessel suspected of smuggling. All merchant ships that make use of Limsa Lominsa's ports are subjected to inspection by Melvan's Gate assessors. It's a routine I perform daily. In the case of smugglers, however, there's a 75% probability of encountering resistance. Thus I would appreciate your company during this assignment. It is now that we must discuss the requirement of which you were informed. Though I have full confidence in your martial expertise, it is imperative that you first acquire the ability to summon Topaz Carbon. Such knowledge will be released to you contingent on your acceptance of this duty. Very good. The arcane entity given form by the Topaz geometry will further expand your offensive capabilities. With such an ally at your command, even the harshest of enemies will falter before you. Indeed, we could not conduct these dangerous spot inspections without its support. Please return to Mr. Scribigheim and inform her of your participation. I will join you once I have completed some final adjustments to my technical formulae. Please request Mr. Scribigheim to teach you the Topaz Carbuncle geometry. I will join you after I have rechecked my strategic calculations. Now this Topaz Carbuncle used to be a tanking pet, but now it's just another ability. You have agreed to accompany the Foreseer. Then I shall gladly instruct you in the use of Topaz Carbuncle. Pray do not hesitate to employ this entity in combat should the inspection turn sour. The mercenaries, Geisvrin and Erstota, are here to assist with the inspection. Both are old hands when it comes to escorting Kilia during her more dangerous duties. Well met, Monigate. My spells are at your disposal. This won't be the first time we're expecting trouble, but as long as we follow the Foreseer's tactics and keep a clear head, we'll come through just fine. The Morning Star is preparing to dock in Aleport. We will meet our first challenge, however, before we even board the vessel. It is almost a certainty that a merchant ship has hired a thug or two to accost us at a pier, a calculated probability at 98%. The crew wish to avoid attacking us on the deck, you see, as that would be all but trumpet their criminal intentions to the world at large. Now, once we do manage to clear the rails, we will face a deck crowded with armed sailors. For a small party such as ours, the most effective strategy will be to incapacitate individual foes as swiftly as possible. Each opponent we down is one less weapon raised against us. It is imperative that we do not allow ourselves to become entangled in multiple drawn-out skirmishes, lest we be overwhelmed. I call this stratagem Hammerfell. Strategy is a tool to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. Keep those words in mind, Monegate. It is time we departed. Let us regroup before the main gates of Ilport. Let us be about our task, Monegate. Pray inform the steersman at the pier that we are ready to conduct our inspection. Should violence be offered, you are to execute stratagem Hammerfell. Do not forget, your tactics are both your shield and your weapon. Please inform the steersman at the pier of our arrival. Any aggression is to be rebuked with stratagem Hammerfall. The foreseer will be safe with us. We're counting on you to cut us a path to the landing boat. You're with the folks from Milvan's Gate. Hells, I knew that'd be trouble. You're on your own, Les. Well then, I'm certainly glad to see you can handle yourself. You'll find the landing boat just down here at the end of this ramp. I'll have no part of what comes next though. Coward. Anyway, I believe the next instance will involve some relatively lengthy cutscenes, which will push the video time way over 25 minutes, I think. So I'm gonna end this part here. Thanks for watching. See ya.